if you don't take action. That's a drop the mic type of moment. Hey there, Shank, everybody. Today we're going to be talking about a very important topic that all of you guys are probably very interested in, but don't know how to achieve or haven't taken a step or any action towards: traveling the world and making money versus staying in your stable job and making money. The difference here is that one is for people who are interested in a very stable lifestyle in a specific country, in a specific way, format, because they have a family, they have kids, and they all have to do something. The other is for someone more like who's in youth, who wants to explore the world, learn new things, enjoy new foods, enjoy the culture, and potentially make more income than being in that stable job in your home country. So let's talk about that. First thing is Canada, America, whatever, contract versus full-time job. What helps you achieve more? Let's start from this side. We got job, and we're going to take an actual use case. We're going to talk a business analyst use case. If you're not from the IT world, I'm sorry, but you can make this use case for yourself and you can check it out for yourself and usually look at the numbers for yourself. Now, this is coming from an actual experience of mine. This is like based on a true story. Let's just say that. Okay, it's a job, business analyst, starting salary, or usually from 1 year in or whatever, $55,000. In Canada, what's covered in it, the pros: you get insurance, your dental, eyes, and everything, RRSP, and you get bonuses, and you get vacation, whatever, right? You got it. But this is what happens: you get 55K, and when you do take off the taxes, you're looking at about 40K. Okay, just a little bit under 40K, so we'll just round up to 40K. Now, this 40K is what you get to take home. Now, from this, you get to pay off whatever your house is, whatever your requirements are, and you live life. The pros to having a job is stability. You get that corporate culture, especially if you're in a good company. Man, some of these companies have amazing corporate culture, and it's like being a university culture again, but like with all the perks of getting free dinners, snacks, lunch, drinks, blah blah blah. All this fun stuff. Plus, you're like part of a team. You're part of this cult. I was in IBM. I was in IBM. It's not a cult, so I do not say I said that, but I'm just saying you're part of this huge organization family. I was in IBM, and I'm still an IBMer, and even when I left, I'm still an IBMer. I'm an ex-IBMer, so there's this whole culture thing, right? So, which is a lot of fun. There's a growth format. You already know that if you work hard, you do this, you're gonna get promoted in 2 years, 3 years, 6 or whatever, right? You know what the next promotions are. You go from BA to senior BA to managing, project manager or managing clients, partners, and blah, blah, You go up the corporate ladder, and you see it. You see the exactly corporate ladder. You can talk to your managers about it. You can talk to HR about it, and you know exactly what's gonna happen to you, right? All right. Which, by the way, I think in today's generation, it's very rare that you see people actually stay at one place and understand the concept of loyalty. I'll make a video on does loyalty pay. It's a very important video. I think a lot of people don't understand the concept of loyalty because in the 1940s, 50s, 60s, 70s, loyalty was the way that people used to live. If you started a job, you died at that job. You know what I'm saying? You started at the job, 40 years later, you retired at that job. So, but in today's generation, every 3-4 years, people are shifting, switching, blah, blah, blah. There's goods and bads to it, right? And I can talk about that after. All right, cons. You're stuck there. Like when I say you're stuck there, I mean, like that's your job. You don't move from there. You do that and whatnot. If you want to quit, you have to find another job and you have to switch from that format. High taxes, as I told you guys, usually higher taxes than average. You usually end up working more than the 40 hours. And a lot of people don't understand this, but there's a reason why you see some employees go up that ladder a lot quicker, get promoted quicker. Is not because necessarily that they're much better than you. It's just that they show more passion towards the projects. They deliver a little bit more because they're putting in not 40 hours, they're putting in maybe 50 hours per week, and that happens when you're full time. That really does happen, and this is sometimes and usually because it's a gray area. It's not overtime paid. And before somebody comes and puts in my comments, oh no, it should be overtime. Yeah, everything in a utopia should be a certain format. And trust me, I also have this concept of what everything should be like, and morals and ethics. But yeah, there's a gray area, and I've been in that area too, where I was paid on salary, and and 40 hours was just not a thing. Especially if you're in consulting, 40 hours is, yeah, 40 hours is not a thing. Yeah, we're looking at about usually 55 to 65 hours. Sometimes you're doing 30 hours. Some weeks you're doing 30 hours. That's when you're like switching from one client to another client. So you're not doing much. You're just making that shift happen. You're watching them give you presentations and whatnot. So it's not a big deal. But yeah. Anywho, we'll go to the next thing. So contract. Okay, contract. This is you picking up contracts from certain companies. You're a BA, and now this is where it's gonna shock you. If you didn't know this, but when you're on contract, you get paid more than the full-time employees because you can negotiate, you can do whatever you want, and if you're a good BA, you will get it. And for the same job, and I'm about to break it to you, and this is from a real life story. If the BA is making 55 for full-time job, in contract, he's probably making 85, 90. And the reason why I'm saying 90 is because sometimes they make more than that. So let's just say 90, okay? Or 85, let's just say, okay? Let's say 85, okay? So this person is making 85 on contract, $85,000. He doesn't have insurance, he doesn't have RSP, he doesn't have bonuses, he doesn't have vacation, right? This is the thing. This is why they don't make the same amount. They make more for a reason. So what you can do is pay the $500 into insurance. What you can do is decide your own RSP because it's not that difficult. What these guys do anyways is they put your money into a mutual fund. You yourself can put your money into a mutual fund. Why be locked in a company for just because you want to get a RSP based on a mutual fund? You can control that yourself. You can manage that yourself. And then the bonuses and the vacations, you kind of manage yourself because you're your own boss. After taxes and everything you take out, you're left with about 55K. Whereas one side was 40K, you're left with 55K. Now out of this 55K, you are paying your own insurance and whatnot. Now this is 55K raw in the sense that you are paying this if you followed and you did nothing else other than just paying your taxes for what you earned. But when you are a contract employee, you are under an incorporation or registered under a license, then what happens is you can write off everything. You write off, your dinners, you write off your lunches, you write off your anything you buy, like technology, desktop, laptop, whatever you want to buy, you can write off everything. And you can potentially make that 55 into something like 65 and 70K after all taxes are out. And this is why, because you're your own boss. You can technically also gift yourself things and write them off. I don't want to say gift yourself because you're not supposed to be gifting yourself. You're gifting clients or gifting for the next contract and gifting whatever, right? A lot of people, what they do is they just give themselves gift cards and then they tax that they write that off as a tax. So you technically make your $500 back for the gift card that you bought yourself. So you have a $500 gift card which you go and buy groceries for, and then you $500 write off, which means you get your $500 back, which you were supposed to pay in taxes. So you got 65K now. Let's just say, okay, you write off everything. You got 65K versus 40K. The pros to this is you get freedom, in the sense that I don't want to work for the next 3 months. I want to study. I want to do something different. I want to read a book and maybe start my own small business. It's okay. I just don't pick up another contract. I finish a contract. I just say, okay, fine. I'm not gonna pick up another contract for the next 3 months. I'm gonna go on vacations for the next 2 months. Low taxes, as I explained to you. This is very important. You get to work in many corporations and many companies. You get to have a little flavor, not the full, but the little flavor of many companies. You can work with IBM. You can work with Microsoft. You can work with Adobe. You can work with whatever company you want to work with. You get more experience on your resume. What's the cons of this? It's super unstable. The contract now, you may not get a contract. You might have a gap for 2-3 weeks before you get the second contract. A lot of smart people, what they do is they already have their second contract or third contract ready to go before they make the shift. This is what I've known from the people that I know that are in contract. They already have their second contract like a month before they're about to make that shift. Their first contract's about to finish. And what they sometimes do is they negotiate using the second contract. And so sometimes that 85K goes up to about 95K. Anywho, no need to work more than 8 hours because you don't have to prove anything. You're not getting promotion. There's no requirements of you. You work your 8 hours, maybe 8.5 hours, maybe 9 hours, log off, you're gone. You're done. There's no concept of like, I gotta work harder, I gotta do an extra few hours in that gray area to get promotion. And if you do it more than 8 hours, you can easily get overtime pay. You can justify it, you get overtime pay. So you get 1.5. So that 85 or 90K goes up to like, I don't know what. If you're doing overtime, especially in the tech, man. Tech has a lot of overtime. Engineering positions also have a lot of overtime. So you can make quite a good amount of income from there. The other con is that there is no growth format. So, for example, you decide your own growth format. Do I get these licenses and stay as a BA for the rest of my life? Do I just, internally I become this senior, 10 years experience of BA ship, and every time I get a new contract, it's another BA? Like, do I not go up to being a manager? Do I not go up to being thing? So that whole concept is there. Very important things that I've discussed here. What other benefits I think, and looking at this 2020 hindsight, which way should, and I have friends on both sides, right? I'll tell you honestly, if you're in tech and you are looking into this world, get yourself started maybe 1 or 2 years into a corporation as a full-time employee. You get yourself into the door, get all your certifications after that. Find that one job in this corporation that you like and understand all the legal licenses, certifications that is required for that job. Then what you do is once you get all this stuff, then you start looking for contract-based roles in that company and external to that company. Now I'll tell you how you do it inside the company. You don't necessarily find everybody and you tell everybody. No, you look at that 1 or 2 managers that you truly trust and you explain to them that you want to be able to do contract because you can have the access to freedom and all this stuff, which I'm going to explain to you after. And that's how you do it. And usually you'll find that 1 or 2 mentor which has your interest in their mind more than the company's interest in their mind. So you have to find that, but you have to be smart, and you need to understand how people work. Then once you start looking for it, you'll know exactly what you're looking at, exactly how much you'll get paid, how you can work around it, how much money you can make. As soon as you find something that lets you have that full control, have the access to making a lot more income, after those 2 years and you have your licenses, you make that shift, you make that break, you go for it. And then is when the fun starts. Because what you can do now is you can travel the world. This is what we were talking about in the beginning. You can travel the world and you can work on these companies and stuff like that. You can get, do your roles and you can get paid and you can live in a very low cost country. Move to Saudi and you'll be living off of, and how much ever, but you'll be your disposable income will be somewhere around 70%, 60%. 60 to 70% disposable income in Canada, you must be like a very senior surgeon. That's what we're talking about here. So, or really mid-level business or low to mid and higher level businesses here, which take a long time to set up. So now, live and you travel and have fun, right? But make sure you complete your role as that BA in those contract positions. When you are in a full-time role, you can, even if you're working from home, you cannot travel because there's legal implications on taxes that do not let you travel the world because you're in a full-time role in that company, in that country, because they have to pay taxes. And if you're in another country, you're not technically supposed to be paying the taxes for this country. You're supposed to be paying taxes for that country. So I tried. That's what I'm saying. It's a real life scenario. The numbers, though, are not my numbers and are not from... I mixed up like 6-7 stories together to give you guys an understanding on how this works. So what is my overall recommendation with this whole sphere of shebang that I just said? First few years of your life, go into corporations, work full time, get your experience, get your certification, get your ass out of there, and then go for contract. Do contract for 4 or 5 years, especially if you want to travel, have some fun, learn, do that. And in that journey, you'll find and learn so much more, and you'll be so much more valuable for yourself. You may even just want to come back and start your whole new business for yourself. Never go into corporation again. The greatest format of power is having your own work, and I'm going to talk about this in another video about the greatest format of making income. And so it's literally when you are your own boss and you have your own income format, because sky's the limit. Then you don't have to beg, plead, you don't have to show somebody extra amount of work that you're doing. Go to freaking get your MBAs and get your CPAs and get your GZA, MGA, BGAs just to get promotion. Anywho, you have your full control. Do that for 4 or 5 years, and now let's just say you're 28, 27, and you want to settle out, you want to have a family. That's when you can start considering coming back to the corporate world. But don't forget, now you have more company experiences, you have all these certifications, you're more valuable than you thought. Because not only you have those experiences, you also have the global experience of living in other countries. You can talk about these things when it comes to interviews. You can talk about this when it comes to the concept of behavioral questions, right? How are you as a person? Traveling the world changes you as a person. Your decision-making skills are up here because sometimes you're in certain formats, like people don't know what you're saying, they don't speak English, you're stuck in the middle of nowhere, and you have to get out of there in the best, healthiest way possible. And you have to do things to get to your next destination, right? So you get very innovative, your problem solving skills increase. Anywho, so behavioral side and also company side, you jumped up a level. So that is my little shebang about how you can make money while traveling the world, being on contract versus being a full-time employee, and which ways you can make more money, and how you should structure a mixture of both of these to make the best outcome for yourself. Now, what's going to hinder you from doing all this? If you don't take action. Take action. I said this before. Take action. If you're scared, if you don't take risk, you don't make the return. That's a drop the mic type of moment. Take care of yourself. Assalamu alaikum. Do subscribe, like, share, hit that bell icon for notifications. Follow me on TikTok and Instagram for more content. I'll be uploading more stuff in all of these social media websites. Thanks. Take care. Salam.